Morning, everyone. It's Pastor Kevin with our 31-day Path to Wisdom. Today we're going to be looking at Proverbs 19. And in a world that's obsessed with success, in a world that's obsessed with speed, self-promotion, and getting it done as quickly as possible, Proverbs 19 is going to feel like a breath of fresh air to you. Because it's an ancient text, yes, but it speaks to our modern anxieties. So we're going to unpack a few truths here and see what happens. Verse 1 says, "Better to be poor and honest than a liar who is a fool." We live in a culture that glorifies wealth. It filters and it hustles at all costs. But Proverbs challenges in some way. It says, what good is a polished image if you've sold your soul? See, my friends, true success is not measured by followers. True success is not measured by how much money you have in your bank. True success is measured by your character, my friends. Imagine for a moment choosing honestly in a business deal, even when cutting corners would pay off for you. That's the kind of integrity that leaves a legacy, my friends. When you skip down to verse 2 here, it says, hastily chasing success, you'll stumble. Verse 2 is a warning. You ever rushed a decision? You ever been too quick to text? Not thought before you purchased? Jumped right into that relationship without weighing the costs? And you later regretted it? We all have. But our world rewards speed. But wisdom presses pause every once in a while. So when you do mess up, and we will mess up, verse 3 calls out the tendency to blame others or to blame God, saying it's not my fault. Does that sound familiar? My friends, take ownership. Patience and self-reflection turn mistakes that we all make into growth in the future. In an age of inequality, verse 17 is really going to hit you. It says in verse 17, when you help the poor, you're lending to God. Imagine seeing every act of kindness, whether that's buying a meal, mentoring somebody that needs it, or donating, as an investment in eternity. Think about that. See, generosity isn't about the amount. It's about the heart. While the world hoards and wants to keep and keep and keep, God's economy thrives on open hands. And finally, verse 21 reminds us that God's purpose prevails. We all make plans, whether that's careers, vacations, 5-year goals. I've got all 3. Yet life will throw you a curveball, and it often does. My friends, trust in God's plan. God's plan is not passive. It's active faith. When anxiety whispers, what if? Proverbs whispers back, God's got this. So in closing, let's live counterculturally. Let's choose integrity over image, my friends. Let's choose patience over haste. Let's choose generosity over greed. And let's learn to trust over control. In doing so, we don't just survive the chaos that our life offers, that our world is offering. We thrive with purpose. After all, Proverbs is just not a book written by some old dead dude. It's a blueprint for a life well lived. Let's build wisely. Have a blessed day.